Okay. Thanks everyone for coming and viewing our Applying to LU session. A couple of introductions. I am Kaitlin. I work in the Office of Admissions as an admissions counselor. So I'm going to kind of be here manning questions in the chat. We'll make sure we leave time at the end to ask all of your questions. So if you have any, just post them in the chat. We've also got Alyssa, who is another admissions counselor, and she is going to be presenting to us today. And then we also have Leela, our interpreter. So I'm going to allow her to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Leela. I'm an interpreter at Lamar on staff. I work in the Disability Resource Center. If you need interpreting services today, if you're deaf or hard of hearing, please look at my video. And in the top right corner, there should be 3 dots, and you can click that and choose the option to pin. And then my video will stay big.
Great. Thank you so much for being here today, Leela. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Alyssa. Remember, if you have any questions, then feel free to post them in the chat.
Well, good morning, everybody. As Kaitlin said, my name is Alyssa. I am an admissions counselor here at Lamar University. Just a little bit of background about me. I did actually graduate from Lamar back in 2017, and I've been working here ever since. Definitely have really enjoyed my time with Lamar so far, and I'm glad to be here to be able to present to you today. So today we're going to go over kind of a process to applying to Lamar University. If you're a senior, maybe you're a junior in high school looking at your college options, then this might be really helpful for you. So the biggest question, how do you apply? We are on applytexas.org. That is a primary place where most universities and colleges in Texas post their applications for you to submit them. For our freshman students, those are going to be your students that are going to be attending college for the first time. So whether you're just graduating high school, maybe you took a few years off of high school, but you never attended college, then you're going to fall into this category. You're going to want to submit your official high school transcripts and your official SAT or ACT test scores. With that, we have had a little bit of a rearrangement, so we're going to talk about our new policies in a second. But if you are applying for, typically any semester past fall 2020, then this is going to be the process for you. If you are a transfer student, you also need to submit your official high school transcript only if you have less than 18 hours. If you have more than 18 hours, then we just need your college transcripts from every college that you've attended. If to the GED category, then you do need to submit your GED scores as well as your official SAT, ACT test scores, and then your official partial high school transcript. So whether you left off maybe your sophomore year, your junior year, whatever your high school has on record for you, just go ahead and have them submit over to you. So these are our freshman requirements. And then, like I said, some things have changed a little bit. So we're going to go over the new COVID-19 admission requirements we have next. But typically for your high school students, we're going to look at 2 things, your high school rank and then also your SAT or ACT test scores. So we won't look at your GPA or anything like that for our traditional requirements. So if you are in the top 25%, you're actually automatically accepted regardless of what your test scores look like. And then just depending on where you fall with your rank after that, maybe your high school doesn't rank or maybe you're a homeschool student. Depending on where you fall, you're going to have a requirement for your SAT or ACT. As long as you meet, you will be unconditionally accepted. And then one new thing we have added, so if you are maybe a high school student and you're taking dual credit classes, maybe you're in an early college high school, as long as you have 18 or more college credit hours and a 2.0 for acceptance into the university. When it comes to your transfer students, if you have less than 18 hours, you have to meet the high school requirements as well as the transfer requirements. So you would have to have, the specific SAT or ACT test score depending on your rank, and then also at least a 2.0 GPA or higher on your college credits. If you do have more than 18 hours for all of your college work, then you would just have to submit those transcripts, like I said earlier, and then as long as you have an overall 2.0 GPA or higher, you should be accepted. So these are those new updates that I was talking about earlier for COVID-19 due to how much has kind of impacted how we function daily. Like not being able to take your SATs or anything like that. So this is going to apply for just summer and fall 2020 applicants. If you are a freshman or a transfer student, all application fees have been waived. So our traditional $25 application fee is no longer there. So you don't have to worry about that. You are also not required to submit your SAT or ACT test score to receive an admissions decision. We have actually moved to test option application on a holistic basis, which just means we look at everything you put in your application, basically your extracurricular activities, your GPA, and stuff like that. If you have more than 18 hours of that college credit, like I was talking about earlier, and then more than a 2.0 GPA or higher, you can also use that for your acceptance. And then you can also submit an unofficial high school transcript. So while we usually do want your official high school transcript, due to the fact that your school is probably closed, you can actually submit that. If you have maybe an unofficial transcript you want to submit, if you just go to lamar.edu/admissions, and then you hit the COVID-19 FAQs, you should be able to find the drop box for that. If you are a graduate student, GRE and GMAT testing options are available remotely, so you don't have to go out into a public testing center to take those anywhere. For College of Engineering graduate level students, they're actually eligible for a GRE waiver, so reach out to them directly to your department. And then for international students, we will be accepting English proficiency test scores reports from Duolingo to assist with international students with a remote testing option. So maybe if you weren't able to take your TOEFL or anything like that, we are going to be able to take Duolingo and replace that. So for transfer students specifically, just some information to run down with you to make you, a little bit more prepared. So some upcoming opportunities. So our summer session will actually start June 1st. If you are interested in beginning for summer, make sure you have your application and all of your supporting documents in by May 11th. And then if you're interested in going for the fall semester, that will begin August 18th. And then just make sure you have everything in, your application, transcript, stuff like that by July 28th. The biggest question transfer students usually have, and I was a transfer student myself, so I am fully aware that this is your biggest question: will your credits transfer? We actually have this really nice technology program that you can go into called Transferology, and you should be able to create an account and type in all of your classes and then see if they are going to transfer over to Lamar. Typically, as long as you're enrolled in a regionally accredited university and they are typical classes, not like a technical class or anything, you should not have any problems. However, once you're accepted and we get your transcripts, our transcript evaluators will go through class by class and make sure that you get the credit that we can give you, and you get as much credit as possible. When you get advised, your advisor will run through like what classes transferred, what didn't, and everything like that. And if you have any questions, you can always go to lamar.edu/transfer for a lot more information. So AP and dual credit courses. So we do accept AP and dual credit courses. For dual credit courses, make sure it does come from a regionally accredited institution. Make sure you submit them as soon as possible. Usually you want to try to shoot for at least a month in advance before your advising appointment. And that is just so your advisor has enough time to, dig into your background and make sure that, you have all the classes transferred over or anything like that that you may need. And so they don't put you in a class that you already have credit for, because nobody wants to pay for a class that they don't need to pay for. Make sure that you submit them to the Office of Admissions. I believe for your AP scores, you can actually send them over through College Board, the same place that you do your SAT scores at. And then for advanced placement for Lamar, we just require a 3 for most AP tests to be awarded college credit. And then for dual credit, we just really need that transcript. And as long as you pass the classes, you should be good to get credit for those. So what else do you need to know? Now that you've kind of figured out the applying process and what you need to do to get into university, just a few more things we want to kind of cover so you're aware of them. You will have to get a meningitis vaccination. You are not sure of what that is, go and Google it. It's definitely not something that you want to get. So, it's just for your protection. It's required by the state of Texas. As long as you have that and it's in before 10 days before classes start, you're going to be fine. You can either get it from like your primary care physician. Walgreens is where I got mine from when I transferred to Lamar. It's not required for your admissions, but you have to get it before you come on campus as a student. And then you will also have to take, some of you will have to take a TSI test. Some of you might be exempt based on your SAT or your ACT test scores. For those seniors right now, you have your STAR exams that you can possibly be exempt from the TSI based on those. But your admission counselor will definitely let you know. Basically what the TSI is this placement exam is to make sure that you're ready for college level classes before we let you come in and sign up for a full course load to not do very well. We don't want that to happen to you. We want to make sure that you're in the right place where you need to be to gain like a good foundation of all the stuff that you're going to be learning. So that's basically what the TSI is. If you have to take it, the TSI office and the advising center will definitely let you know that. So after you get accepted, just make sure you activate your Lamar email and keep out like an eye out for those emails from advising. And then for your application timeline, just to kind of give you an idea of when you might hear back and when you can start applying. So typically our application for the next cycle is going to open up July 1st. So for any juniors right now in high school, your application for fall 2021 will open up July 1st. And maybe if you're interested in applying for spring 2021, that will also open up July 1st. We are typically pretty quick when it comes to getting you your decision after we get all the documents sent in to us. So, typically if you send your transcript through the mail, you have to, of course, know that's going to take a little bit longer to get to us. But typically you should get your admissions decision within 3 to 6 weeks after all documents are received. It is usually a little bit quicker than that, but due to everything going on and our admission processors working from home, we are asking for a little bit more grace on that, but we do try to have it back as quick as we possibly can. You will actually be sent an email and a letter. So, one way or another, you should find out. Make sure sometimes you check your spam folders because sometimes our emails will go there if it's like a general Lamar email address. You will also receive, I believe it's a monthly notification if your application is incomplete, kind of let you know what you're still missing to help you stay on track of it. And then once you are admitted, your admissions counselor, so people like me, Kaitlin, we're going to reach out to you depending on where you live. So I cover the Fort Worth area, Panhandle, Oklahoma, East Texas. So if you're in one of those areas, then you're going to be my student, so good for you. But depending on where you're at throughout the state in the United States, you're going to have an assigned admissions counselor, and we're going to reach out to you and make sure that all of the stuff we just talked about, you're good with, you get everything turned in. So just some things to remember. You don't have to have everything to start doing something. You can go ahead and upload your unofficial transcript to us, even if you haven't heard back about your application just yet. Like if you submitted it, go ahead and upload it to us if you can. Just start where you can, use what you have, and then after you get that application in, we will reach out to you and make sure that you get where you need to be. When do we consider an application complete? That's going to be after we get all your documents. So if you're a freshman, it's going to be your transcript from your high school, your SAT or ACT test scores, unless you're going for test optional. And then for transfer students, depending on how many hours you have, all your transcripts and possibly your high school information as well. And then biggest thing I can say is after you get accepted, check your Lamar email account frequently. We will help you get that set up. So don't worry about that, but it's going to be like a lifeline to you, for financial aid, advising, and everything like that. And then reach out to your admissions counselor. We are here for you. This is what our job entails. It's answering questions that you may have to help you along this process. So definitely reach out to us if you have any questions. And then, just be proactive as well. I know it's a little, lounging at the house all day now because, you don't have to go to school. Hopefully you're still doing your schoolwork, but, just stay on top of things, check your email, reach out to us and everything like that. But here are some good contact numbers. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on this slide, and then this is going to be the end. So if anybody has any questions after here, I'm going to turn it back over to Kaitlin, and then she can kind of help make sure that those questions get answered.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alyssa. I think some common questions that we're getting, I know you touched on it, but can you talk a little bit more about what if I can't, like, what if my counselor can't get my transcript right now? How, I know you said upload it, but like, how do I do that?
Yes, so let me actually share my screen with you real quick. Let me get out of this and then go to, so if you go to lamar.edu/admissions, this is what it's going to look like. You should be able to just click on this Learn More button. And if you scroll down, we'll see all of these different drop-down menus. You can hit this one, how can I complete my application if I cannot access the documents? Well, actually, wrong one. There it is. Sorry about that, but it's this one. How can I submit application related documents? And then you'll just submit unofficial documents, and it takes you to a form that you can fill out and upload your transcript to that, and then it will send us straight over to the admissions office.
Cool. Muted. Sorry. Okay. Another question, we didn't really talk about it here, but a lot of incoming or applying freshmen and maybe transfer students will ask, do I have to live on campus?
I was muted, how to unmute myself. So that's a really good question. That's also gonna, typically all students, incoming students, freshman students have to live on campus. There are some ways that you can get an exemption for that, maybe based on, living in Beaumont, or some other things like that. And through that, I do suggest that you reach out to housing specifically. They can kind of, help you go through that process and see if you meet any of the exceptions.
Cool. And then some students are asking me, is campus still open? Like, can I still come visit? What's going on with that right now?
So unfortunately, the campus is closed due to COVID-19, but we do have a lot of virtual sessions like this one, for example, going on that you can always participate in. I know we also have some other visits like Inside Views that we're hosting that you can always participate in. If you just go to lamar.edu/visit, you should be able to see all of our opportunities for you to still get engaged with us, but through a virtual platform instead.
Great. I think that's pretty much all the questions we have. I just want to hit on a few things. Like Alyssa just said, you can go to lamar.edu/visit to see kind of all of the sessions that we have set up. We're also recording all of these sessions, so if you miss it, but you're interested in going back, we are posting all of those on our YouTube page, which brings me to social media. You can also follow us at Lamar U Admissions on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, your general social media platforms. I encourage you, if you have questions, to reach out. You can reach out to me or Alyssa, or you can go to that link you see there, lamar.edu/myadmissionscounselor, to find the admissions counselor for your area, or we can connect you with the right person. So please, if you have questions, reach out. We encourage you to apply. And I think that's it. Anything else from Alyssa? Okay. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Leela, for interpreting for us. And I hope everybody has a great day and a great weekend. Happy Friday. Thank you.